Hey everybody, I am going to do a pour on a 12-inch round MDF board in hopes of making a clock from it. And the colors that were requested were reds and greens and silver. And I'm going to throw in white and just a hint of black for some contrast. And so it was their wedding colors, red and green, but it also could be kind of a Christmassy thing too. So I have my colors already mixed up. It's kind of a bright limey green and a regular deeper green. And of course black and white. And I've got this deep red. And I've got one last color to mix for you, and this is a kind of a brighter red. So I'm going to mix my normal ratio 1:1 paint to Floetrol, latex based. So always make sure you get the latex base, which is water based. You can get it at Home Depot and Lowe's and some other paint stores. Just kind of depends on the area you're in. You can order it on Amazon, but it is a little pricier there because it's a liquid and shipping cost and so forth. So this was Deco Art red paint, and always when you add Deco Art and Floetrol together, you really have the perfect consistency where the paint comes off the stick like warm honey or melted ice cream. You don't want it too watery where it drips, and you don't want it too thick where it sticks to your stick like yogurt or something thicker like that. So that's the perfect consistency right there. No water added. If I used tube paint, I would add some water, but this is perfect. And then my magical ingredient that I love is OGX Coconut Milk Anti-Breakage Hair Serum. It's a very specific product. Dimethicone is the first ingredient, and it just takes one drop of this to make pretty cells versus silicone, which works beautifully too, but you do like one drop per ounce of paint. So if you've got 4 ounces of paint here, you'd have to add at least 4 or 5 drops of silicone, so it's going to have a more oily residue when it dries. This just requires 1 drop per color. So instead of squeezing it, which would give me about a teaspoon of hair product, I put some into a in a dropper bottle. It's just easier to dispense. You just put 1 drop in from the bottle and it's a done deal. So I'm going to put that aside. Mix a few times and that's all you need. And I've got my white in a big container here, and I'm going to do a dirty pour. So here is the 12-inch circle that's going to be a clock if it turns out the way I want it to. And I did put a coat of gesso and I sanded it so that it has a smooth finish, because when you put gesso or a primer onto wood or MDF, it usually has a little bit of a sandy, rough texture. So it always helps to sand it lightly just to get it smooth again. And I think I am going to just put a really light base coat of white, not a lot. I'm just going to spread it with my fingers. This is just so that paint will spread easily, and then the edges, I'm going to go around the edges because the edges are a little bit textured and a little bit porous, so I want to make sure there's some paint on those edges too. So really this is why I'm going over this piece first with the white, is just to make sure, especially to get the edges so it's off of the table. I've got a puppy pad underneath, which they're great to have because if you put the plastic side up, you can let your paint skins dry and you have beautiful skins to make jewelry with or other artwork later. So just a little bit of white just to get it wet. And This is a 9-ounce cup. I'm going to fill it up, I do believe. I'm going to start with the little white. And I think I'm going to try to, I do have OGX in the other colors. They're older colors. They've been sitting a while. So hopefully we'll still have some pretty cells. We're going to see. And I can prove to you how great OGX is. Okay, I'm going to put just a little bit of black. I don't want a lot. Now I'm going to throw in some silver, and I'm going to let that kind of go in. That I mixed up with Pearl X pigment, so I'm curious how it's going to do in this dirty pour as well. Okay, let's do a little green. I see a lump coming. You definitely don't want to have any lumps fall out. And a little bit of the lime green. I'm going to kind of sandwich that lime green in between the greens. Okay, I'm going to go back with the little black and just let it trickle down in the center a bit. Okay, I'm going to pour white down into it. Do a little there on top. Back to the silver. Bright red. Deep red. Finish off with that silver. Okay. I'm going to flip my thing over. I've got frog tape on the underside. It's taped off totally so that there's no handprints. If it feels like it's drifting, just, turn it. And I always say if there's something that you don't like about a pour, you can always change it, so keep that in mind. Again, this is OGX. I haven't even touched it with heat, and you've got all these big, beautiful cells. Just going to crisscross through it for fun. And now I'm going to tilt. First I'm going to try to get it just to the edges before I go off either sides. want to add a little red in here, I know that. So one stick has lime and one has the deeper green on it. I just thought I would trail some through there. Okay, it's funky, but I like it. I'm going to stick with it, I do believe. So I'm going to bring it up to you and show you. The silver is very discreet. You can barely see it. It's almost transparent feeling. So I really like this. I'm going to do a quick little pour with what's left of my colors. This proves that you can let paint sit for weeks and still get big cells, because that paint literally sat for 2 to 3 weeks in cups. The only fresh paint I mixed was the red, the bright red. So I'm just kind of spreading it out so it'll get some different things going on and possibly make some great skins. Just going to use a dry paper towel and swipe. Got some pretty things going on that are Christmassy looking for jewelry, so that will work out well. Photo paper is just a great way to make extra skins. You just pour on the photo paper and it dries, and then you have permanent color attached to your photo paper, and you can cut it out and make beautiful jewelry and all kinds of stuff. So let that sit and dry. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Check out the links below the video where it says show more on your laptop or the down arrow on your mobile device. And I will see you on your next video that we do. Thank you so much, and you have a great week. Bye-bye.